Okay, replacement video for Percona Live of the live demo I gave about these two TSA locks on the left hand side here. So first of all, on the right hand side here you can see the tool that I use at Percona Live. It's a keyring tool, also known as a jackboot or jackknife tool, that contains 6 standard picks. And normally it would have a tensioning tool across the top, however mine popped off being on my keychain, it's now lost. So I've since invested in some better tools, as you can see here. I'm going to get those out of the way really quick and bring these locks to the front. So I'm going to use the standard pick, a standard rake, and a tensioning tool here. So we'll start with the most expensive of the two locks, which is this 3 combination lock right here. And you can hear already, it's extremely loose. You can actually put tension on here and actually feel when the combinations are set. Equally, you could get a probe in there and feel when the bar drops and work out what the combination is. However, I'm not very good at that, and I did find a rather hilarious attack for this lock already. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this to the default combination, which is 0, 0, 0. I've not changed it because I don't intend to use this lock anywhere other than for demonstration purposes. So you can see here it's a functional lock. You can also see there is no cutaway here that would indicate a ball bearing or a latch that's actually on this side of the lock. And indeed, as you can see here, there's nothing but this small piece of metal, which, as it turns out, will be a rotating gate. I'll show you this in a sec. All of the locking, and you can just see from this little pin here, occurs on the tumbler section. However, it is freely rotating inside the tumbler. And what I mean by that is I'll show you in a sec. So, we're locked. So a bit of background on this lock, first of all. You can see here wafers. Now these are not pins, these are little metal discs that you can lift and rotate. Now you can see already, I've almost opened this lock entirely just by setting the first wafer. And if we get in there, we might be able to get the rest. But the one at the back there is the one that's binding, and there you go. So that was a really simple, very quick pick. But it gets better than that. Remember what I said about that rotating gate? Right here you can see the fact that it's rotated, it's aligned, and it's allowed this piece to drop out because it's freely rotating even with the combination set. Okay, so I'm going to set this back really quick. And we're going to have a lock again. Now, you don't need to lockpick. Let me give you a bit of background on a raking tool. The idea behind a raking tool is you cause the pins to jump up to the shear line to allow the whole locking mechanism to rotate, as I can understand it. This lock's hilarious because this works just like a key. So we get the old raking tool in there, and it just literally rotates. That's really bad. So we can actually rotate the whole gate, even keep ourselves out this locker for the TSA. So at £28, nearly £30, you know, you'd expect a little bit of better construction. Unfortunately not in this case. Now here comes the standard key lock, which was cheaper, but not by much, at about £20. So you can already hear it's a much tighter locking mechanism. It doesn't rattle anywhere near as much. And if we inspect the keyway here, you can see these are standard pins, they're not wafers. But you can also see there is a heck of a lot of play in that whole locking mechanism. So the thing about this lock is it's got an indicator gate here. So this whole silver piece of metal is supposed to pop up when the TSA have inspected your bag. In this case, however, I've got a theory that the keys for the TSA must be slightly longer than the standard keys, because as you saw here with the combination lock, we can get the rake all the way down to the bottom. Not a problem. With this lock, even though it's still the same 3-pin type of setup, you can't get the key, or in this case the rake, all the way to the bottom. It sticks out. You can fiddle around in there, and there is definitely something in the back that allows you to hook into it. However, you get your pick stuck and it's completely waste of time. Now, I'm going to try and set a couple of these pins with the rake tool. Notice I'm not using the wrench, the tension tool. It's not really needed. Okay, so that didn't work out too well. So we're going to get the standard pick in. We're going to get the tensioning tool in place. Okay, light tension. And there's only 3 pins to set here, so okay. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. Notice the gate didn't pop up. There's whatever pops that gate up, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure, looking down the bottom of this lock, that there is a little, almost what would normally be a lock override right at the back that you can rotate that causes the whole thing to pop up. In any event, you can see here, just like the other lock, there is no cutaway in this section. There is no locking occurring on this side, therefore it all occurs as indicated by this click on this side here. All the locking is internal on this side. Now, what is the real takeaway from this? The takeaway is that these are locks that are intended to allow the TSA easy access to your luggage for inspection. Not have to cut your locks off, not have to cut a hole inside your bag and leave you a note saying, sorry, we slashed your bag open. They are not meant for protecting your valuables. Don't have a false sense of security with these things. They are essentially, well, visual deterrents. They're nothing more than a lock on a bag that says, don't try and break into me because I've got a lock. Unfortunately, as you've just seen here, extremely easy to pick and even defeat what would normally be the notification mechanism to let you know that somebody's been in your bag. And of course, you could relock these and not leave them locked open like I've done now. Okay, so please put your valuables inside your carry-on. Don't put them in your checked-in luggage.